Welcome back. Now in this video we will create a method for the upload tags. So whenever the user will click on that post now, it will simply upload the tags to the Firebase and it's going to be there. So let's go and do that. As you guys can see right in here, that post tags, and right in here there we go with the onPress event. In here, whenever we will complete the method, then we will call upon that method right in here. So let's go and create that method, upload tags, above the widget build. There we go with the widget build, and right in here, so we will say void, and we're gonna make that private. I'm gonna name this as upload tags. This will be asynchronous, so async right in here, and then curly braces, take this down. Now right in there, first we will create a job ID variable, in which now we will assign the UUID. There we go with a version 4. Now click on that UUID and import the library. There we go with the package. Okay, import it, and we have already added the dependencies for the UUID right in the postpack.yaml. Now we will simply add the const modifier to that. All good. Now right after, we'll have a user class in here, type user, in which we will just assign the Firebase auth dot instance dot current user. So simply we just assign the current user from the Firebase, and in here we create that instance. Okay, and we just assign that current user right to this user, so it's going to be right inside that. Now we will say final. Let's create the UID, in which we will assign the user with their specific UID. It's going to be right inside that UID. Now in here final, let's create variable name is valid, in which simply we will assign phone key dot current state dot validate. So it's going to simply validate every text form field for the current state, and we just assign that to this is valid. Now let's move further. In here we will set the if condition, and we will say is valid. If it's valid, then in that case what we will do, scroll it down first. Now right in there we will also check if the deadline date controller dot tags, if it's equal to choose job deadline date, and with the OR operator. I will just explain it one more time, please don't wait for that. First let me complete that. As you tell in here, OR operator, there we go, and then we will say job category controller dot tags, move to the right side, and then we will say if it's equal to the choose job category, and in here curly braces, as you guys can see. Now take this down. So now let me tell you this. In here, as you guys know already, in here writing the is valid, we just assign that, okay, it's gonna validate every text from field, and we just assign that to this is valid. So in here we are just checking if is this valid, then in here we use the nested loop and we say if also deadline that control dot text is that equal to the choose job deadline date, and in here we use the or operator, or it will check that job category controller dot text, and if that equal to the choose job category, so only in that case what we will do, that in this curly braces we will say global method. Let me just write it first, we don't see a suggestion, there we go, global method dot show error dialog. In here is going to take the error and the CTX context. We're gonna remove that for now, we will just add it in a while. In here first semicolon and take this down, so error, we will provide that, please pick everything if there will be anything missing. And CTX, the context is going to receive that, and in here just switch run, all good. And guys, let me tell you, we have already implemented that show error dialog. Let me show you that. So right in here, click on this services folder, and right inside that, there we go with the global method, open that. In here, as you guys can see, that class global method, and there we go with the show error dialog. We have already implemented that right in the previous videos, and you guys know about that. Okay, so let me close that, and in here we just use it right in the upload job dot. So as you guys know already, in here if this valid, and also it will check that, and if it's equal to that, and also we use the or operator, or it will check that, and if it's equal to that, only in that case we will show that global method dot show error dialog. Okay, so if there will be anything missing, then there is going to be that error message. So I hope you can get the idea now. Now let's move further. Right in here you'll say set state, in here semicolon, now take this down, and in here we will say is loading, we will set this to true. It's going to change it dynamically because it's a stateful widget, and we just set the is loading to true right inside this state, so it will change it dynamically. And right after we will set try, okay, curly braces. Now take this down, first we will scroll it down and write in the try in here. Now in here we will simply just upload the data to the Firebase Firestore. So in here we will say edit, and then we will say Firebase Firestore, there we go, the suggestion dot instance, and you guys can see that right in here, Firebase Firestore dot instance. So with the help of that we will say dot collection, right inside the collection we will create that directory, let's say job or jobs, because there will be different kind of jobs, so in here put s with it. So right in the Firebase Firestore, right in the collection, it's gonna be there, that folder by the name of jobs. So whenever the user will enter all of the data right in here and click on that, it's gonna simply upload all of these tags right to this folder, right in the collection, okay, right inside the Firebase Firestore. And you guys can see that we are creating that instance. So with the help of that, then we will able to do that. So let's go further. In here we will say .doc document, right, see in here, there we go, the suggestion, and in here we will say job ID, okay, with the specific job ID, that one, okay, as you guys can see. It will just randomly generate that ID, okay. and we just assign that to the job ID. Now down in here, job ID, just set the data right inside the Firebase Firestore, and in here semicolon. Now from here just tag this down, press enter. Now in here first we will create a job ID name, so in here we will say job ID. It's gonna be right inside the Firebase Firestore by the name of job ID, so we are setting that right inside the Firebase Firestore. That's why in here we say dot set. So job ID, and then so right in here we will say job ID. There we go with the suggestion. So they're going to be that specific job ID right in the Firebase Firestore, right in the collection of jobs. And then let's have the uploaded by. We're gonna also set that uploaded by, and we're gonna simply just show the current user specific ID. So in here we will say UID, and right after let's have the email for that current user. We're gonna set that, and in here we will say user dot email with comma, write it, and now we're gonna set the job title. Job title right inside the string. Okay, so let me just cut this in here, string, and paste it, job title, and in here column. So we're gonna get the job title with the help of job title controller. It's gonna provide us that, because whenever the user will provide the job title right in here, it's gonna assign that job title right towards the job title controller dot text. So it's gonna be right inside that. That's why in here we used it, and it's gonna show us right inside the job title, right inside the Firebase Firestore, right in the collection of jobs. And let's move further. Also we have the job description. As you guys can see, the user will enter that also. So in here we will say job description right in the string, guys. So we're gonna set that, and we're gonna get that with the help of job description controller dot text. You guys already know the whole story. So in here comma, and also we will go the deadline date. We will set that also because we're gonna need that, and in here we will name it like deadline date. That's fine. So we're gonna get that with the help of deadline date control. There we go, dot text. So we are simply just setting that data and store it right inside the Firebase Firestore, right in the collection of jobs. So guys, just don't get confused in that. It simply means add that, and I will also show you that all data right inside the Firebase Firestore, right in the collection of jobs. So let's move further now, and also we will set the deadline date timestamp. Let me also show you that. There we go. Okay, we're gonna set that and you will get it. So in here right in the string we will say deadline date time stamp, and we're gonna get that with the help of deadline date timestamp. There we go with the suggestion, as you guys can see in here comma, and now we will just set the job category. Okay, so whenever the user will select in here the job category, we will get that. So in here we will say job category, in here set the spelling, in here colon, and we're gonna get that job category with the help of job category controller. There we go, dot text. And guys, one more thing, we will also set the job comments in here, but we didn't create the job comment yet. So right in the future we will work on that, but for now I will just add it right in here as initial phase so that we just don't forget about it. So in here we will say job comments, and we're gonna set it like that, okay? And also in here we will set the requirement, okay? And as I tell you, we didn't create that yet, but right in the future videos we will work on that. So for now I will just add it right in here and set it just as the initial phase. So in here you will say requirement, and you will just set it to true, and also just set the spelling in here, put the T, requirement, that's fine. So whenever right in the future video you will done on that, it will simply show us and let us know if this job is still available or not. It's simple, means that. Now let's move further. Also we will get the created at, okay, and we will get the timestamp .now. Right after, let's get the name for that current user, okay, in here name, and right after we will get the user image, okay. So in here user image, we didn't initialize the name and user image. For now we will just initialize it just in a while, okay. First let me just complete that as quick as possible. So we will come right to that. Now we will get the location, so in here location, okay, and right at end we will also get the applicants. That's how many applicants register for that current job. And guys, we're gonna work on that right in the future videos, okay. So just don't get worried about it. For now we are simply just setting it right in the Firebase Firestore as initial phase, so that we just don't forget about it, okay. Now in here applicants, and you will give the initial value 0. Now all of the data has been set, as you guys can see, but one thing guys, now we will simply go and initialize that variable, okay, right in the global variables. Let me open that. In here tag this down, let's create it. The first one that we will create string type, name, empty string, and also copy that and paste it in here, and we will set this to the user image. And the other one, let me just show. In here click on the name and import the library global variables or dot, so the error will be gone, as you guys can see, okay. Now we will create the location one, okay, right in the global variables. So in here copy it, paste it down, and gonna name this as a location. That's fine. Now simply close that, and in here, as you guys can see, the error has been gone already.